There's a lake from my muse, and it feels like the truth that's unfolding. I wanna be white like snow and let go of this yearning. 'Cause it's been heavy to be so wanting all the time. 'Cause it's been heavy to hold on to anything but a rhyme in time. This time around, and you have lied to me so many times here. You've been breathing your fire like a dragon in my ear. And I haven't been clear enough with you, or said, get away, I'm so tired of throwing away my life for you, for your broken truth, for your broken truth. Well, that's a song. This is Chicago. That's my necklace. I'm in Giddings Plaza. There's a little fountain. There used to be a German restaurant. It's kind of fun. I guess one thing about myself is I always liked to move away from things before they moved away from me, and I think that's why a lot of places have been so traumatic for me. Relationships and friendships too. It's like if I tried to stay or build an identity around something, even somewhere as expansive and full as a major city, you just are constantly watching it evolve. You know, like life is impermanent, and now I've been alive long enough and I've stopped lying to myself enough that I can really feel that now. You know, you can feel the way a neighborhood changes, you can feel the way a culture changes, you can feel a lot of changes, and not all changes are cyclical. Not all changes are like winter, spring, summer, fall. Some of them are permanent. Like there was a shop I really loved right over there. I think it's where that Orange Julius was. And it was my favorite shop. I always bought things there when I lived here in like the 2000, I don't even know, 6 to 2010 era. This was my favorite place that I had lived, I think, at that point. Although while I was living here, I missed places I had lived in New York City. East Village mainly, I think. Places I had planned to live, like Park Slope, and then never did. And Upper West Side, New York. I lived there just for one summer, but That meant a lot to me. 106th Street. And I lived in London for one semester and would miss that while living in Chicago. It's like nothing has ever been enough for me, you know? And I think that that's like a human condition / epidemic. It's like traveler poet souls. It's, I've never been able to just like settle down and settle in, and partly because I would choose abusive people in situations that really didn't deserve my time, but partly because I started choosing things like that because they were exciting and dramatic when, you know, as young as when I was 13, 14, I was making VHS tapes with a boy in Indiana named Brian, ironically, although he was Brian with an I. And we really liked each other for years. We were pen pals, and I met him and approached him on a boat in Madeline Island while I was on a trip with my friend Carla up in northern Wisconsin. And, you know, then 20 years after that, meeting the Brian that is now the love of my life. And, you know, maybe there's a lot of simplicity and almost boredom to a simple life with somebody that you love, and I think historically I have needed things that are more dramatic, and when you choose things that are dramatic, you might end up with alcoholics or abusive people or cokeheads, cocaine addicts. So I recommend, you know, maybe don't chase the excitement, maybe allow yourself to have a simple life if you can. A simple life is not a bad life. It's more of just even for poets, even for people like me who are poetic and want to write songs and whatever, the lies that have been spun to me is that I have to chase something to be myself, when really, if I could have just sat somewhere and flowered, I'd have been as much myself anywhere I would have chosen, because it wasn't about the places. I mean, yes, I've loved all these different places, but if anything, choosing so many different places made it so myself feels really spread out and chaotic, like a kaleidoscope. And if you have the strength and the courage to just sit still and flower, you can still take trips, but you don't have to turn your life into a giant adventure story to be valid or to be somebody, because I feel like I did that to almost counteract the amount of trauma that I had and attracted. But I mean, some of my trauma goes back to like being 4 years old, so I'm not even totally trying to blame myself. I'm just trying to acknowledge the reality of creative people everywhere, or wounded people, traumatized people everywhere. It's very normal to have been traumatized by something, and you don't have to feel terrible about it. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means something happened to you, and you can try to counteract it or drown it out. You can also just sit still and meditate and read books like anything by Eckhart Tolle or Pema Chodron, or you can read the Bible, although in my case the Bible has been just as traumatizing as a lot of things. I mean, the Old Testament is terrifying, and the words of Jesus are they're like a sword. They're challenging to live up to, or to even consider living up to. And they will just show you left and right where you fall short. And so if you're a trauma survivor, you might not be able to tolerate that at first. So I recommend anything that can help you subdue your anxiety so that you're even able to hear those words. Because my anxiety patterns were so ingrained that the Bible almost made me just go crazy. So, Tao Te Ching, that one probably also changed my life for good. I hope. I mean, this is just my own guesstimates based on what's helping. But right now I'm reading A New Earth. Well, not right now. I'm talking to you right now. But A New Earth is definitely helping. It kind of helps me get out of my own head and my own need to talk and narrate my whole life. I'm trying to get the book out, but I don't even know why. So I guess I'll just go. Hope you have a lovely day. Bye.